for coming this afternoon. This is one of our favorite events that we do throughout the year. This is the Mayor's Principal of the Year Award, and we're here this afternoon to recognize and honor 3 outstanding principals in the San Francisco Unified School District. So before we honor our principals, we are all going to be honored with the presence of amazing kids from our school district. But first I want to introduce the choral director of the group, Mr. Richard Herron, and he'll introduce the kids.
Good morning. Good morning to our wonderful mayor, our superintendent of schools, Dr. Carlos Garcia, and our wonderful honorees today, and the wonderful parents. My name is Richard Herron. I'm from McKinley Elementary School. Rosa Fong is our principal. We have brought today the 2nd grade from our school to perform 2 songs for you in honor of these wonderful honorees. Because you are somebody, we are somebody. And then we're going to do a song for the mayor, Side by Side. We want you to know, Mayor, that we are by your side. And we also thank the beautiful Miss wonderful Hydra Menendez for being so kind and inviting us today. Thank you so much. Can we have a big hand for McKinley Elementary School Choir? And they're being led by 2nd grade teacher, Miss Yang, 2nd grade teacher, Miss Mantius, 2nd and 3rd grade teacher, Miss Bryant, and last but not least, bringing up the rear, Miss Petrocchi. And I think our principal is in here somewhere. Okay. There's our principal, Rosa Fong. There she is. All right, we are ready.
Mr. Scott Weiner. Supervisor Weiner, thank you for joining us. I'd also like to acknowledge my colleague on the Board of Education, Sandy Fewer. Thank you, Sandy, for joining us. And at this time, I'd like to welcome up our Mayor of San Francisco, Mr. Ed Lee.
Thank you, Hydra. Thank you, McKinley students. Thank you very much. You know, Supervisor Weiner, I think we have the official song. Next time I appear at the Board of Supervisors, we're going to have to sing side by side to lead that off. So we ain't got a barrel of money, that's for sure. Well, thank you, everybody, for coming today. I want to say at the outset, I remember an episode when I was in elementary school when I was brought down to the principal's office. Now, 55 years later, I get to seek revenge by having those principals come to the mayor's office. But I do want to signal to you my great appreciation to the school district, to Superintendent Carlos Garcia, to all the school board members and Hydra, to the family of people that are working with the city to make sure we have the best education system in this country that we can offer. And of course, during this month, we've celebrated with some of our best teachers already. I've been to countless numbers of different school sites and looking at the relationships we have with our school district, the programs, and the public-private partnerships. Clearly, the relationship we have with our city college, with San Francisco State University, the wonderful relationships that we continue to have, and then reflective of this city's commitment to continue supporting our school district and never allow it to be isolated again as it has been years before. And in so doing, it's just a marvelous opportunity for me to recognize and thank the wonderful work of our principals. You know, when it comes to the schools, there are people who administer these schools that I think don't get their share of recognition, but know this, that we know how difficult it is to manage a school, to manage right down to the heart of our communities, the public-private partnerships, the trust that the parents have, the leadership that they expect. And so whether it's gaining access or equity goals, whether it's student achievement, or whether it's just the accountability that has to happen at each school site, all of that has to work under the hard work that a principal has to do. And so with this, we wanted to make sure we continue that very great tradition that my predecessor started, and to make sure that we give due recognition to all of the work that each of the principals do, and then to select from that the best there is in San Francisco for this year. So I want to announce the winners this year of the most talented, committed principals that we have. JoLynn Washington from Ortega Elementary School, thank you, and congratulations, JoLynn, for your outstanding work and also for beginning the Mandarin Immersion Program at Ortega. And to David Wong at Francis Scott Key Elementary School, thank you. Thank you, David, for being one of the first principals to start and participate in the community hubs, and to make sure that our shared playgrounds started working with our communities, make sure they were open to the rest of the public, and to balance that very fine effort with the jurisdictions, and to make sure that our schools are part of that community. Thank you, David, for your work. And then finally to James Fithian for your great service to the students who have engaged in our juvenile justice system, and not only doing that, but to exhibit your ongoing dedication by knowing that you're going to go right back to the classroom after this stint and then to continue your excellent, excellent service at Log Cabin. Thank you very much, Jim, for that very, very fine dedication. With the support of our school superintendent, Carlos Garcia, and our whole school board, and our city family, I wanted to announce that you'll be receiving, as part of the award today, a very, very nice package of things that I hope duly represent our support for the work that you've done, our congratulations, and our sincere thanks to job well done. And I wanted to let you know that a part of that package, you'll be receiving a cash award of $750 each. That's really helpful. But along with that, we've got guest packages to the Academy of Science, to our De Young Museum, Pier 39, to one of my favorite restaurants at Stack's. You can probably see me there for breakfast one of these days. To Harry Denton's, to Beach Blanket Babylon, and a Tiffany Crystal Apple from our friends at Tiffany's. And to also thank Senator Mark Leno and Assemblywoman Fiona Ma for their joining me and giving you individual certificates of honor from each of them. And then you're going to choose one of 3 packages up here, and you have your pick, but they are wonderful packages. I won't have to go into detail about them, but they include a lot of different things, and they're special and they're different, so each of you will have a different package depending on which ones you want to pick. But I think that it's a fitting end to a school year, to the wonderful song and performance from our McKinley Elementary School and their exhibition of their greatest talent. But I think I want to make sure that you know, from the heart of the city, a very thankful mayor, a mayor that you should know is spending a lot of time and greatly deserved with our school district, making sure we have the best education, because that's going to be at the heart of everything that we do. And it's a look to our future, but it's also the current promise that we want to continue having, which is that we link our education with all the hopes that this city has. It's wonderful, fantastic city that we have, and that you have dedicated your talents to making sure this is the best city in the country. Thank you very much on behalf of the city and county of San Francisco. I also want to give a shout out to the United Administrators of San Francisco here. I know Jim Durkee wasn't here, but Jan, is Jan here? Right here, Jan, thank you very much, because you are really wonderful to work with, because it does take all of the city family to work together, so thank you very much, Jan, and thank you to United Administrators.
So we wouldn't be able to do this without the leadership at the school district, and I'd like to invite our superintendent of schools, Dr. Carlos Garcia, to come up and say a few words.
Thanks for the doctor, but just Carlos will do. But, you know, it's really incredible. In the last week of school, I felt sorry for these folks, but I guess it's really worth your while, because the last thing you want to be as a principal is be involved in anything the first week of school and the last week of school, because you have enough on your plate. But I have to tell you, all the research and education tells you one thing, and that is you can have really great teachers at a school, because that's important. But the one common thread on the most effective schools in the country is having great principals. Without having a great principal, you'll never have a great school. So I don't know how the mayor and Hydro and everybody did it, because to find 3 people out of the over 100 principals that we have is a tough task. But I have to agree with them. They picked 3 just super outstanding all-stars that represent our school district, and every one of them has done a superb job of demonstrating why they have such great effective schools and great teachers, because they walk the talk and they make it happen. And I want to thank Mayor Lee for stepping up and continuing this great tradition, because it is a family, and a city is only as good as its schools, and schools are only as good as the community and the city. So together we've really joined forces, and I think this is just the start. I think our schools keep getting better every year, and you ain't seen nothing yet, because they're going to even get better. But these are the all-stars that deserve all the recognition. And on behalf of the school district and our great board who's really worked together, I really want to thank you. And Hydra, because I know you're a double agent here, but she's also the president of our school board. I also want to thank, on behalf of all of us, thank you for stepping up and being a good leaders, not only to our teachers, to our students, but for our entire city. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you. And I want to also acknowledge two of our wonderful supporters, Louise Rennie, our former city attorney, and actually was our attorney at the school district and is now working very closely with Mr. Fithian, and Bill Sifferman, who too has just been a wonderful supporter and part of the city family. So thank you both for joining us. And I know that Jim Durkee had sent some words through Jan. So Jan, you want to come up and say a few words? And then we're going to have each one of you come up. So one of the things that we didn't tell you that the mayor was sharing was that we have in 3 secret envelopes 3 different packages. So one includes some Giants tickets, a night out at Morton's Steakhouse, and opera tickets, which is a wonderful package worth over $700. Another package that has Giant tickets, whale watching, lunch at Coletto's, and Muir Woods tour, which is another package worth over $700. And then we had a very wonderful, generous, anonymous donor who donated a MacBook. So you guys are going to get the mystery packages, so you'll have to pick them because we can't pick for you. So we have 3 blank envelopes that you will each get an opportunity to pick when you come up and say a few words. So Jan?
You can trade.
Yeah, you can trade.
Thank you very much, Mayor and the Board of Education, the Superintendent, and all the great people that have come out to support our principals. I would just like to say that these 3 principals are the backbone of their community. And what makes them extraordinary leaders are when you walk into their schools, you see from the children right to the parents that come there and the students that are involved, a kind of harmony that is unique to their schools. And this is what builds great communities, great neighborhoods, and a great city. So the United Administrators of San Francisco, thank you all for putting yourselves on the front line every day to make these schools extraordinary. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
So thank you. So Carlos, if you'd come up, and Jan, stay on up here and join me in giving our awards to our principals. So our first is JoLynn Washington. So Carlos, this is... They get the license there, and then so I'm going to have the mayor hold the envelopes. These are the 3 mystery envelopes. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay.
Do they look the same? That's the big one.
Let's see what you got. This is you got the dinner at lunch at Coletto's, 4 tickets to the Giants game, Muir Woods, and whale watching.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mayor Lee and Superintendent Garcia, Hydra Mendoza, Jan, also, good afternoon. My name is JoLynn Washington, and I'm the principal at Jose Ortega Elementary School, and I'm very honored to receive this award. This has been a wonderful year of recognition for Jose Ortega, our community, and for myself. I'd like to thank everyone who supports and works with us at Jose Ortega, the parents, the support staff, the after-school staff, teachers, and especially our wonderful students. Thank you to the Unity Spiritual Center of San Francisco and Lakeside Presbyterian Church. They provide uniforms and supplies for our schools, so children who aren't able to afford uniforms will have a uniform. I also like to thank the Masons of California Lodge #1, Doug Ismails over there representing the Masons. The Masons continuously support our school and constantly give to our school so that we can afford to buy books and computers and other things. So thank you so much for your support. I'd also like to thank the district staff for always giving me support, especially Matt Wayne and Veronica Chavez. Thank you so much. Thank you to Christy Parker and my principal colleagues that always have good advice and help me to continuously grow in this profession. And then finally, I want to thank my family for loving me. I want to thank my mom, who's sitting over there, Marianne Lewis, my siblings. I have one of my sisters, Cynthia, over there, my extended family, and especially my children. My son, Dexter, is over there. My daughter, Jasmine, is taking finals, and my husband, Donald, had to work. So I just want to thank everyone, and thank you. This is just beautiful. Thank you. Oh, my God. This is wonderful. Thank you, Hydra.
Congratulations.
So next up, we'll have David Wong from Francis Scott Key. You got in this envelope is Morton's Steakhouse dinner, and tickets to the Giants game and a night at the opera.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much. And I have this speech here that I wrote last night when I was staying up, and won't be very long. And you know, people say that principals have the toughest job, and I'll say this job is just as challenging as it is rewarding, though. And it's really hard to believe that I've been doing this job for 19 years already. I started when I was 15, right? Well, indeed, this job actually presents many challenges. It's kind of turned my hair gray. But I have to say, it really kept my heart young. And I really enjoy doing my job. I must admit that some days are more challenging than the others. But in the 19 years, I've never had one day that I've never wanted to come to school. And that's the reason why I accumulated over 200 days of sick days that so every now and then I would donate to some of the teachers in need. I'd love to be able to do that. And really what kept me going are really because of the smiles that I see at school. Smiling faces coming from the staff, from the parents, from the students. These are all things that really kept me going all these years. And today, I'm here to receive these Principals of the Year award, but I'm truly humbled by this honor. In fact, for there are many, many outstanding principals out there that are just as deserving. I'm deeply grateful for the mayor's office and also for recognizing the challenging work that many of the teachers and principals do in the city. Just as it takes a whole village, they say, to raise a child, I really feel that it really takes a whole community to raise up a school. And without the support actually from the staff, from the parents, from district offices, and even from the supervisor, like Supervisor Chu has been extremely supportive to Francis Scott Key, we wouldn't be able to do the challenging job that we do today and to be able to do it well. And I'm able to stand here today really largely due to their effort. Therefore, I'm accepting this award on behalf of all of you. And I have to say this, my success is really a reflection of your success. And lastly, I just want to give thanks to my family members and my mom who could be here today, but unfortunately she went to the hospital yesterday. Good news is she got discharged this morning, and I want to thank her because she allowed me to be who I am. And if she had her way, I would have been a doctor or some other career, right? And I want to thank my daughters, and I have 4 of them. I have Jackie here representing all the other few, and for always caring about me, and for always being so sweet, always staying out of trouble so I can focus on my work. That's very important. And for my wife for always standing behind me and not getting too upset when I'm getting home late from work. Every now and then she would page me and say, "Where are you? Why is the meeting so long?" Well, anyway, but I want to thank Mindy for supporting me. She's really my backbone. And also for my son, Jaden, for always listening to mom while daddy is working late at work. That's really nice, Jaden. And lastly, for the parents who made it out here today to take pictures, like Ron and Diane, and thank you so much. And for everything that you've done, I love you all. Thank you. Thank you.
And last but not least, first of all, I want to acknowledge Jim's supervisor who's here this afternoon, Janet Schultz, who oversees our high schools. And I also want to recognize our Deputy Superintendent, Richard Carranza, who's been extremely wonderful and supportive of all of our principals as well. Our next recipient is Jim Fithian. And Jim, your mom actually got in touch with me. So I promised her I would let her know that I was reading this. So from your mom, your dad, your brother and sisters in Michigan and Colorado, congratulations to you on this achievement. We're very, very proud of you. Sorry we can't be here, but we love you very much. So that's from Blanca and David Fithian in Dexter, Michigan, Eric and Lori Fithian in Dexter, and Terry Roberts in Durango, Colorado. So mom and dad, congratulations. Jim, come on up. Guess what you got? And Jim gets the Mac Pro.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Wonderful. He's going to need it up at you at Long Cabin.
Yeah, thank you so much. Wow, I'll have to say, it's humbling and absolutely overwhelming. And first of all, to hear my family, I don't even know how they knew how to get in touch with you. That's amazing. So I do want to say that I did write a speech, and it's for a graduation that starts down there in about half an hour. So it's really, really overwhelming. Thank you for all this. We were sitting there in the seats, I thought maybe getting into a piece of paper was good enough. And then there's all the other things and meeting the mayor and everybody. So I do want to say thank you to so many people. I came from Michigan, was in Los Angeles, met my beautiful wife Anna in Los Angeles. I was a music teacher down there. We came up to San Francisco, and I thought I'll be a substitute for a while because that's how you get to the district. The first job I got was a place called Woodside Learning Center, which I thought was a special ed school. Great, I'll do that for 3 days. It turned out to be juvenile hall. I didn't know that until I got in there, and it's been almost 20 years that I've been involved with this population. So it's absolutely, thank you. There is no question, it's the population that I choose to be with, the kids that need the most help. I don't know why, it just really is. And so much so, I thought there was a secret, Mayor Lee, but he came up to me and said, I'll see you down at Log Cabin. I thought that was kind of a secret, but it's so much a part of me that I really want to get back right into the classroom with the work with the kids. And that's why I'm going back to Log Cabin. It's extremely hard to staff a place with some pretty needy kids, and I really want to get back there with them. Which is not to say that this year has been the most incredible year of being a principal. This has been 11 years for me. And I have to say to all the people standing here, I have felt nothing but 100% support from everybody, from the mayor's office, from my boss, Dr. Schultz, who just a yes to everything. Thank you for doing all that. And really forward thinking, got us into a new building for next year. Hydra, amazing support, having the kids come down and talk at the school board meeting, the superintendent, I just can't, and Chief Sifferman, the YTech board, my partners in YTech and Assistant Principal Margaret Ferrugio, everybody has been so incredibly supportive, and it all happens for the kids. So I want to say that I wrote the staff a quick email yesterday about some things that are going on this week, and I said it's been an unbelievable year with unbelievable work, but with believable results. And that's all because of you all. And finally, I want to thank my absolute #1 supporter that puts up with it all. That's my wife, Anna Garcia. So, who puts up with, I'm committed to being with the kids, so I don't do any work in my office during the day, so it's every night for about 3 hours and on the weekends, and that's just what I choose to do. So she's been incredible that way. Thank you so much, everybody, and for all these fantastic things. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Let's give one more round of applause for our Principal of the Year Award recipients, JoLynn. Thank you, honey. David and Jim, thank you so much.